Welcome to the world of Elysian Shores, where we believe that all humans have the right to housing. I'm Noble Woods, your guide to the housing evolution. Every empty building is an opportunity, so let's build something that matters. I want to take a few minutes to tell you who we are, what we're building, and why it matters more right now than at any point in modern American history. This isn't a pitch, this is a mission. Let me start with a number. Over 650,000 people in the United States experienced homelessness on a single night in 2024. That's not an annual total, that's one night. Of those 650,000 people, more than 35,000 are military veterans. Men and women who raised their right hand, swore an oath, and served this country. They came home to a nation that does not have enough homes for them. Now, let me give you another number. There are over 1 billion square feet of vacant office space in the United States right now. Since the pandemic, office vacancy rates have hit historic highs in every major city. Entire downtown districts have gone dark. Think about that for a second. We have hundreds of thousands of people without shelter and billions of dollars worth of buildings sitting empty. Those two facts should not coexist. At Elysian Shores, we believe they don't have to. The affordable housing crisis in America is not new, but it has reached a breaking point. Rents have outpaced wages for over 2 decades. In cities like San Diego, Los Angeles, New York, and Atlanta, a person working full-time at minimum wage cannot afford a one-bedroom apartment. The math simply does not work. For veterans, the crisis is compounded by the unique challenges of military transition. You leave a structured environment where housing, food, and healthcare are provided. You enter a civilian world where all three cost money you may not have yet. One missed paycheck, one medical emergency, one gap in employment, and the spiral begins. The traditional approach to solving homelessness has been to build new affordable housing from the ground up. That approach is necessary, but it is also slow, expensive, and insufficient. A new affordable housing development can take 5 to 10 years from conception to occupancy. We don't have that kind of time. Adaptive reuse is the faster path. Converting existing commercial buildings into residential housing takes 12 to 24 months instead of 5 to 10 years. The structure is already there. The steel, the concrete, the foundation, the elevator shafts, the stairwells, the parking, the utilities, all of it exists. We're not building from scratch. We're transforming what's already been built. And the economics are compelling. Adaptive reuse conversions cost 20 to 40% less than equivalent new construction. You eliminate the most expensive and time-consuming phases of development: site preparation, foundation, and structural framing. Those savings translate directly into more units delivered faster at lower cost. But Elysian Shores is not a real estate company. We are a supportive housing nonprofit with a very specific mission. We convert underutilized commercial properties into permanent supportive housing for veterans and underserved populations. Housing is our product, dignity is our purpose. Let me tell you what permanent supportive housing actually means, because it's different from a shelter and it's different from a regular apartment. Permanent supportive housing combines a stable home with on-site wraparound services, counseling, medical care, job training, financial literacy, recovery support, and community programming, all built into the same building where people live. The model works. Nationally, permanent supportive housing programs retain over 85% of residents in stable housing. Emergency room visits drop. Interactions with the criminal justice system decrease. Employment rates climb. The data is overwhelming, and it points in one direction. When you give people a stable home with support, they rebuild their lives. Here's what most people don't realize. Homelessness is expensive. A single chronically homeless individual costs taxpayers between $30,000 and $50,000 per year in emergency services, hospital visits, police interactions, and shelter cycling. Permanent supportive housing reduces those costs by 50 to 70%. This isn't just the right thing to do, it's the fiscally responsible thing to do. Now, let me tell you about the opportunity that nobody is talking about. Every building we convert doesn't just create housing, it creates jobs, dozens of them, permanent, community-based jobs that cannot be outsourced or automated. Think about what it takes to operate a 200-unit supportive housing facility. You need 24-hour security staff to keep residents safe. You need janitorial and maintenance teams to keep the building clean and functional. You need property management professionals to handle operations. But that's just the building operations. The real workforce is on the services side. You need licensed counselors for mental health support. You need case managers to help residents navigate benefits, housing transitions, and personal goals. You need recovery specialists for residents dealing with substance use disorders. You need job training instructors to help residents develop career skills. You need financial literacy educators to teach budgeting, saving, and credit building. You need healthcare coordinators to connect residents with medical and dental care. You need community program directors to organize events, workshops, and resident engagement. One building creates 40 to 60 permanent jobs. Scale that across 10 buildings and you've created 400 to 600 jobs. These are meaningful careers in social services, healthcare, facilities management, and community development. These are jobs that strengthen the neighborhoods where they exist. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Many of these jobs are ideal for the very populations we serve. Veterans with leadership experience make excellent case managers and program coordinators. People in recovery who have lived experience make powerful peer support specialists. The building becomes not just a place to live, but a place to work and grow. Let me tell you a little about myself, because it matters for understanding why I'm doing this. I served in the United States Marine Corps. The Corps taught me discipline, leadership, and the value of mission above self. When you're a Marine, you don't leave people behind. That principle didn't leave me when I took off the uniform. After the military, I entered the world of finance. In the early 2000s, I founded NobleCo, an investment banking intermediary firm. We specialized in raising capital for microcap companies that were publicly traded on the over-the-counter bulletin board, the OTCBB. At NobleCo, I raised millions of dollars for small companies that the big banks wouldn't touch. These were businesses with real products and real potential, but they needed someone who understood how to connect them with the right investors and the right capital structures. That was my job, and I was good at it. What I learned in investment banking was invaluable. I learned how to structure deals. I learned how to communicate value to sophisticated investors. I learned how to build financial models, conduct due diligence, and navigate regulatory environments. Most importantly, I learned that capital flows to conviction. If you believe in what you're building and you can articulate why it matters, the money follows. I'm bringing all of that experience to Elysian Shores. The same skills I used to raise capital for publicly traded companies are now being applied to raising capital for a mission that actually saves lives. The deal structure is different. The regulatory landscape is different, but the core skill is the same. Find the opportunity, articulate the value, and connect it with people who have the resources and the will to act. Our funding model is innovative because it has to be. Traditional government funding for affordable housing is slow, competitive, and insufficient. So we've built a blended capital model that draws from multiple sources: philanthropic capital, from foundations, and individual donors who believe in the mission. Mission-aligned investment from impact investors who want both social returns and financial returns. State and federal housing programs that provide tax credits, grants, and loan guarantees. And innovative healthcare funding through programs like California's CalAIM initiative, which allows Medi-Cal reimbursements for housing-related services because the state recognizes that housing is healthcare. This blended approach means we're not dependent on any single funding source. If one stream slows down, the others keep the project moving. It's resilient by design and it scales because each component can grow independently. Let me paint the bigger picture, because Elysian Shores is not about one building in one city. We're building a model that can be replicated in every major metro area in the country. Look at the cities with the highest office vacancy rates: San Francisco, Houston, Dallas, Chicago, Atlanta, Washington, D.C., Los Angeles. Every one of those cities also has a severe affordable housing shortage. Every one of those cities has veterans sleeping on the streets. The supply of empty buildings and the demand for affordable housing overlap perfectly. In Washington, D.C. alone, nearly 6,000 housing units have already been delivered through office to residential conversions. If every major city matched that pace, we'd be looking at tens of thousands of new affordable units nationwide within a few years. The infrastructure exists. The policy environment is shifting. The only missing piece is the organization willing to execute at scale. That's Elysian Shores. We're not theorizing, we're not studying, we're building. The policy landscape is moving in our direction. California's Office to Housing Conversion Act makes it a use by right to convert offices to residential, no zoning variances, no years-long approval processes. New York offers tax exemptions for conversions that include affordable units. Illinois provides tax credits for adaptive reuse of older commercial buildings. Arizona mandates adaptive reuse standards in large cities. Wisconsin is funding conversions through revolving loan programs. 5 major states have launched formal programs to turn commercial real estate into residential communities. More are coming. The political will is there because the crisis demands it. No elected official can look at an empty office tower next to a homeless encampment and defend the status quo. Now, let me talk to the investors in the audience because I know you're watching. This is not charity, this is infrastructure. You are looking at a sector that is being created in real time. The adaptive reuse of commercial real estate into supportive housing sits at the intersection of 4 massive trends: the commercial real estate correction, the affordable housing crisis, the expansion of healthcare funded housing services, and the growing demand for social impact investment. Each of those trends is measured in billions of dollars. Together, they represent one of the most significant opportunities in American real estate in a generation. The risk profile is favorable. You're converting existing structures, not speculating on new construction. The demand for affordable housing is virtually unlimited in every major market. Government incentives reduce development costs, and healthcare reimbursement models like CalAIM create predictable, recurring revenue streams tied to resident services. I'm not asking you to take a leap of faith. I'm asking you to look at the data, look at the policy environment, look at the demand, and make a rational decision. The numbers work. The mission is real, and the team executing it has the experience to deliver. At the core of everything we do is a simple belief: existing infrastructure should work for humanity. We have buildings, we have people who need homes, we have a workforce ready to staff them. We have funding models that make it financially viable. The only question is whether we have the collective will to connect those dots. I believe we do. I've seen it in the faces of investors who light up when they realize that doing good and doing well aren't mutually exclusive. I've seen it in the volunteers who show up every weekend to help. I've seen it in the veterans who walk through our doors and, for the first time in months or years, exhale. Elysian Shores is building a community. Not just buildings, but a network of people who believe that housing is a human right and who are willing to put their time, talent, and resources behind that belief. If you're a veteran or you know a veteran who needs housing, we are here for you. If you're an investor looking for a meaningful place to deploy capital, we want to talk to you. If you're an engineer, architect, social worker, or builder who wants to do work that matters, we have a seat at the table for you. This is the housing evolution. It doesn't start with a groundbreaking ceremony. It starts with a decision. The decision that we will not accept a world where buildings sit empty while people sleep outside. The decision that we will use what we have to serve who we can. The decision that every empty building is an opportunity and every human being deserves a home. I'm Noble Woods. Welcome to Elysian Shores. Like, share, and subscribe to join this movement. Visit ElysianShores.com to learn how you can be part of what we're building. Until next time, keep innovating, keep adapting, and above all, keep evolving.